Hello, this is Blue Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sporting Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
So finally it's here, boxing is returning to the Royal Albert Hall. A lot of you guys will remember way back when. Now this will be on Friday the 8th of March, as I said, and it'll be at the Royal Albert Hall, and it's a Queensbury Promotions show, in other words Frank Warren. Now it's a pretty decent card, that's for sure. Now I don't expect anything spectacular because it's not the biggest place in the world, the Royal Albert Hall. So there's a lot of good names on there, a lot of prospects to keep an eye out on, but the opponents not so great for the most part. And that's not having a dig, that's saying that I fully understand why, because it's not really going to do that well of tickets, because it's not a real big place to be fighting in. But there are some good fights on here, and probably the one that I'm really looking forward to the most will probably be Liam Williams, and he'll be taking on Joe Mullender for the British middleweight title. Of course, Liam Williams, he's revitalised as such, if you like, under the guidance of Dominic Ingle since he's moved up to middleweight. And you would probably have to give Liam Williams the nod in this one, as in being the favourite, but don't write off Joe Mullender. Very, very decent, capable fighter. Another card that, another fight on this card that's quite interesting as well is Johnny Carton. I like Johnny Carton a lot, and I know that a lot of you guys do as well. And he would take on Chris Jenkins for the British welterweight title as well. Again, you probably have to edge it with Johnny Carton on this one, but as I said, you never know. So as far as the rest of the card goes, as I said, all down one side, we pretty much know most of the people on the card, but their opponents maybe not so much. And I'll give you an example. Anthony Yarde, 17-0, and he'll be defending his WBO Intercontinental light heavyweight title against American Travis Reeves with a record of 17-3-2. So again, Anthony Yarde not really taking a step up, in my opinion, as a Travis Reed, he only lost 2 fights ago. You know, but this, we're kind of getting to the point now where we're getting used to this now, right? And there's nothing that we can say we're in the wrong, right? Frank Warren, Anthony Yarde, of course, they're the ones in the right. But either way, he's getting out again on his 18th fight. Archie Sharp, very, very exciting fighter. He was supposed to headline at one point as well. I don't know whether or not he's going to be headlining this show. I'm not too sure. But Archie Sharp, 14-0. Fantastic fighter. I really, really like Archie Sharp. And his last fight against Leon Woodstock was an absolute belter. I loved that fight. I really did. So anyway, I'm presuming that Archie Sharp's going to win this one. But you never know, because he's taking on an 11-0, so undefeated, Lucas Ballingal. So you never know, but Archie Sharp is looking a real deal in my opinion so far. Daniel Dubois, 9-0, so in his 10th fight, he'll be going up against Razvan Kajanu. Heard that name before? Yep, he's lost his last 3 fights. Yeah, he lost to Luis Ortiz, of course. He lost to Joseph Parker, of course. And last time out, he lost to Daniel Dubois' rival. Somewhat of a stablemate of sorts, because Nathan Gorman is part of Ricky Hatton, not Frank Warren officially, but he does fight on Frank Warren shows. But either way, Daniel Dubois will be taking on Razvan Kajanu. Can he do a better job on Razvan Kajanu than Nathan Gorman? To be honest, I'm not really too sure if it's really that important. The important thing for me is that he gets rounds and learns on this fight. That's the only important thing for me. He's not really the best opponent in the world, Razvan Kajanu, in my opinion. He's decent enough, but he's not brilliant. In my opinion, but either way, Dan Dubois will be taking on him. So, and Lucian Reed, 8-0, very, very good fighter. I like him, and he's going to be taking on a guy of kind of similar stature in some ways, but he's 9-1 in Indy Sanga. Okay, and Hamza Shiraz, he'll be taking on Rod Douglas. Hamza Shiraz is 6-0, so of course to the prospect. James Branch, of course, excellent amateur, but he's currently 3-0. Still waiting for an opponent to be officially announced for him. Harvey Horn, again, another prospect, 4-0. I like Harvey Horn a lot as well. And he'll be taking on a guy with called Patrick Bartos, who has a record of 14 wins and 20 losses. So you would fully expect Harvey Horn to win that one, wouldn't you? And also 2 other guys, prospects as well, 8-0 Denzel Bentley and 4-0 Jake Petit. So not a bad card, as I said. All down one side, you can say, yeah, we know who these people are. The opponents, unfortunately, we don't for the most part. But as I said, there are a couple of good fights on here, in my opinion. Liam Williams versus Joe Mullender, Johnny Carton versus Chris Jenkins. These two are the standout fights for me. Some may say Daniel Dubois rather than Cajano, just because people like to see the progress of Daniel Dubois. That's fair enough. Anthony Yarde is in his typical fight. But the rest of them, as I said, they're in fights where they're kind of interesting in some ways, but either way, it's a pretty decent card, especially for a Royal Albert Hall and the return to it. So big up Frank Warren for bringing back boxing to the Royal Albert Hall. You drop your thoughts below about it, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.